Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today, I'm super excited because we got some LYLE MAYS, an epic pick here by Scott Anderson. Thank you so much for for sponsoring this, for making this video happen. I'm super excited. And did Marley open the door? No, I just like this request I think did happen because Alexa and I we reacted to some Pat Metheny with LYLE MAYS. Pat Metheny group, the song Full Circle, and I'm actually learning that right now. I've been looking everywhere on the net, to get like a good chart that's there's a lot of charts and tabs out there, but they're all they get something wrong, like just one note. And so I'm talking to this guy who that one seems, the one from the real book, and he transcribed it, and he changed a few things, but it sounds amazing. And let's see if I can have it, and then I can learn it. But yeah, I think, that reaction we did, Alexa and I, Pat Metheny, Full Circle, that inspired this reaction. So again, thank you so much for making that happen. And without further ado, let's get into it. There is some information here that Scott provided from me. First of all, some personal stuff, and it was a good joke here. He's like, "Hey Nick, how are you?" And then he was like, well, he basically talks about, that he watched the video. And if you guys want to watch it, I'm sure you'll enjoy. There were some tears. So because it's just a wonderful, beautiful song. And that Scott saw Pat Metheny a couple of times, I don't want to give away locations. It's, it's private and stuff like that. And then he said, I decided to request some wild MAYS. And that was, of course, he meant LYLE MAYS, but it was the autocorrect. I think that was hilarious. So I needed to talk about this. So it says here, let's react to LYLE MAYS' Street Dream #2 of his Street Dream recording, 11 minutes and 4 seconds. I'm super excited. I love these long tracks, I do miss the marathons. I miss doing them. But I was just like, hey, I need a little break. And I've talked about this before because it was just so time consuming and so much after posting the marathon, just to keep track that if it was not being blocked and all that. It was just, I haven't posted the video. I don't know why. I don't even wanted to talk about marathons for a while, but we'll do marathons at least before Christmas, and then starting the new year, so there's some information here. So this song, it's a 4-part song. Let's see. And let's see. Well, this is all like from me, it says, always been a huge Pat and LYLE fan. You can't really separate those two guys, and all their music is so amazing. I've been pinching. Let's see something about, it's just private stuff. Let's see. Yeah, this is all for me. I'm not gonna share this. And unfortunately, also some words about, unfortunately, we do have a lot of fans. But it says, I loved how you ended it. It was, your friend in music, Scott Anderson. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Really, and everything you wrote, I loved it. But yeah, he did mention something that I wanted to talk about as well, maybe in the next live. We do a lot of other music, and unfortunately it doesn't get any views, and we've never been about the views, but it is kind of sad to see that people you don't want to open up for anything else except, their Genesis and the Jethro Tull. And I love all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. All you see here in the back, I love this stuff. I love my Rush and my Dream Theater and my Alan Holdsworth, and my Steve Vai and my Jean-Luc Ponty and Ron Jarzambek. But I do love to listen to new stuff as well. And, there's so much good stuff that we've been posting. And it's bizarre that we have 100,000 subscribers plus, and we get 200 views, 100 views, 300 views. It's just, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's, what's going on the news and all that stuff. I'm sure that's very time consuming, but it's also very, stressful. And I just wanted to say, whenever you have time, take a break from that and just enjoy some music and listen to some new stuff. And it's gonna do you good. I think so. And it doesn't have to be this channel. Just go on Spotify, on YouTube, type in some random stuff, and you'll be happy to discover some new music. It makes me very happy. So without further ado, let's get started here with Sweet Dreams by LYLE MAYS. Sweet Dreams was recorded in 1988. And here we go. Thank you so much again for this, Scott. And we'll definitely get some marathons in, and we'll do that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pause. I'm going to talk about the music, and let's see what happens. All right. Sounds like a clock. Like, remember that Pink Floyd album Time? At the beginning of Time. Some scratching with the guitar, I think. The strings. Wow. That bass. I love it. Sounds like Oriental, but the percussion. World music. It reminds me of a Pink Floyd album, Momentary Lapse of Reason. have to see what the other musicians are. Who the other musicians are. Oh my lord, people on this album. Oh. Oh my god. Okay. Since they're taking a little break, I mean, this improvisation is just insane, the amount of, ideas that Lyle has, and it's always interesting. It never comes, it's always fresh. Every note, every idea, every triad, every arpeggio, every lick that he plays with this on this amazing tempo, this really, really difficult rhythm that they're playing here. It's just, I mean, what a master. And I love that when in Pat Metheny, he doesn't really take that. He does take a solos, but it's not so much. It's everybody kind of like pulls back and lets the other one, breathe. And I love that about when they all play together. But this is a solo album, so it's obviously about the piano and about Lyle playing, as what he wants, when he wants, and as fast or as expressive. But these people on this, I love also what's going on in the background with the trombones here, the trumpets. There's an English horn, and you can hear like the you're giving these chords over this whole like masterful like rhythm. I mean, there's Bill Frisell on guitar on this. I got introduced to Bill Frisell by Matt, a viewer of this channel. I haven't really heard from him that much. We have Steve Gadd on the album, Steve Jordan on the album. The drummer here is Peter Erskine. We have Mark Johnson on bass doing an amazing job. I mean, this bass here, and all these percussionists and the wind players, and we got an entire, like there's about 25 string players on this. So I think like a whole symphony, or like maybe not an entire, but let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 string players on this track. So that's crazy, that's on this track. So, and there's just names that, Steve Gadd, Steely Dan, Randy Brecker, Laurie Frink, just amazing. Bob Mintzner, Bob Malek. There's some names that I do know very well. Some I've heard a little bit. Steve Rodby on the bass on this track, but also Mark Johnson. So do we have I don't know if it's a normal bass, but also a stand-up bass. But man, what a track! And this was produced by Pat Metheny. He doesn't play on it, but he was the executive producer, and obviously MAYS is the producer. But what a wonderful. So far, I mean, holy moly! I don't want it to be over. Sometimes I would just. I think I should just make a jazz channel, jazz reactions only jazz, because it's like literally, that's the music that speaks to me the most. Literally, I have to be honest, of everything that I listen to. Yes, there's an amazing, prog rock, and there's some amazing metal, and I'm a metal guy, that's how I started, and I'm a rock guy, and but when it really comes to the music that I really like, that blows my mind, that's what it is, That's why I listen to Holdsworth. That's why I listen to what I listen to, like these are the players, Pat Metheny. Pat Metheny, I've obviously taken, a step back because I want to do reactions. But, honestly, the last two reactions, we did those that were not, you know, sponsored anything. And the thing is, you know, um, when we do the reactions, we don't make any money, you know. So it is, you know, a lot of time invested, and it doesn't get a lot of views. There is some Pat Metheny fans, but unfortunately not as enough as, like, you know, the rock crowd or the prog rock crowd. And it is what it is, you know. But you can't just it's difficult to have a channel on just one style of music, you know. But that's why we're also, if you want to listen to more, you know, some other stuff, we now just created a new channel. We just hit 5,000 subscribers on that. It's all in Spanish. It's all prog rock, metal, more like in the rock, you know. There's no jazz on there, but really cool. Check it out. It's called NicknLex Latino. If you want to subscribe to that, go ahead, right? All right, let's keep going with this. This is wonderful. Thank you again so much for this request. Those percussions, man. Marimbas, I think. Maybe not.
Que som é esse? Já sei. Ai.
Wow. Very, very cool. Very, very good. Like, even very trippy at the end, you know. And but I'm reading about this. I always wonder, you know, because it says here the reception of the album. Richard, as Janelle awards the album 4 stars and states there's a lot of inventive, mostly easygoing music here. Though, if one must choose, the level is not as consistently high as on MAYS' first album. I always wonder, do these people actually know music? You know, he's I mean, he's all over, this person. If I Google him, he has written about hundreds. So, but like, I really wanted to know if this guy's actually a musician, you know? Because I mean, who to better talk about music than a musician, you know? I mean, maybe he writes about music, but is he a musician? Did he study, you know, advanced theory to actually understand what's happening? I don't know. That I would like to know that. This was wonderful. This was just and I wanted to look up what instruments these, they almost sound like, they definitely sound oriental. I don't know if they're Indian or, because I did hear some, when we did like this reaction to Tool, there was something that very, very similar, like a tumba, but there's the tumba, which is from India, but there's also a Japanese instrument, and it's also this wooden, you know, drum that you but it doesn't appear here. I only see percussion, so it's just part of the percussions, you know, but they don't really say what they're playing. This was so interesting, man. The improvisation, the just everything, man. Lyle Mays is a master. He was a master. He'll always be missed, especially when Pat Metheny is playing, you know. And there was such a great team. I mean, just the 5 people of the Pat Metheny group, I think, is a Jacques Dejeunette on the drums, and Pedro Aznar, of course, as a singer, and he also plays the bass. Just wonderful. I don't know the name of the no, actually, Pedro Aznar, I think, just sings, but he is an amazing, accomplished bass player if you check him out. But the bass player would play this upright bass, and I think it's 5 people of the old, like, Pat Metheny group. But wonderful. Again, thank you so much, Scott. Wonderful. Send me some pictures of your new instrument. I would like to see it. And yeah, you guys should get together, you know, on Zoom. Alexia and you should jam together, you know. I tried to make her jam as much as I can, you know, but I'm not a bass player, so I can't really teach her the bass. I can teach her the fretboard, and she is learning how to read with Duolingo, and so that's kind of cool. And I'm just like doing it again, you know, just to be on the same page as her. It's really effective, really cool. She already knows all the notes. She can read all the notes. Now it's time to, you know, put time and silences and all that good stuff into the mix. All right. Well, again, thank you so much, everyone. This was a blast. Thank you, Scott. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you all in the next one.